I guess that's my new theme song. So, trying to see if I'm recording. Yes, it's recording. So, I have this huge turkey here, and it doesn't fit any of my pans. So, I gotta break it down. And so, also this would be called fabricating. So before I get any juices on here, I wanted to save this tag because I do want to see where my turkey came from. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this tag off. Put it in a safe place. Put it right here with my can openers. Hope I remember I put it there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and open this. And so I have a pan underneath to catch any juices. And I'm only going to use this knife to show you that even if you don't have a lot of tools in your kitchen, you can still do this. This is just a steak knife. Alright? So I'm going to start by just piercing the packaging here. Should have moved my trash can over by me. So that's a tip right there. Make sure your trash can is nearby. It's not cutting well. You know what? I'm going to move my trash can next to me. Be right back. Alright, and I have my trash can. You can hear it. I have one of those that has the foot pedals, which they're kind of expensive. I think mine was like $70, 13-gallon trash can. But you know what? I have used it for over 10 years. Probably had it since like 2004. So, shoot, that's going on 20 years in a few years. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. And so, first thing we have are these innards. We'll call them innards. We got liver. It should have the heart. This is the turkey neck. Don't throw this stuff out. Save it. I'm actually going to get me a bowl. Alright. So I got my bowl here. I'm going to put my innards and my neck in there. And we'll look at that in a little bit. So we got our turkey legs here. I had to take a break there. We had an interference. So there's a lot of juice. So I allowed this turkey to thaw. I got it on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 days. So today is the day I want to cook it. Tomorrow would be the last day to consider cooking. So I'm actually going to roast the different parts in different pans. So first, we just need to get this turkey out of here. Alright. So it does have this right here. I'm going to pull this out. And so this is that thing that it pops up when the turkey is ready. And since I'm cutting it up, I don't need that. Alright. Alright, this turkey is so heavy. I'm going to keep cutting this plastic here without cutting my turkey. Oh my gosh. It is, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be a little bit of work, but once you get it, I think this is probably going to be the hardest part, just getting it out of here without spilling too much juice. That's also why I have the paper towel to kind of catch anything that falls. Also, it'll keep my cutting board pretty steady so it's not sliding around. Alright, so here we go. This also helps if you got 2 people, but right now I don't have a second pair of hands available. Okay, look at all that juice. See that? Alright, so I'm gonna, oh, it's getting on the floor. Oof. To clean that up. Alright, so I'm going to move this puppy out of the way. Ooh, the juice is getting on the floor. Ooh, he's kind of heavy. And even with just the juice in this pan. Ooh, put this over here. All right. So I got to put the cutting board down. I'm going to put him over here for now. I'm going to clean this up real quick. All right. And I'm going to mop these juices up. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that packaging, clean the juices up, and restage my setting area. All right, be right back, y'all. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, I said I'm going to use this knife. Ooh, it's always your face itches when you're trying to cook. So I always use my elbows or my wrist. All right, so first you want to cut through the skin like this. All right, and the reason why I'm going to be able to use this on this turkey, even though it has bones and everything, is because I'm going to be going through the joints. And the joints don't need as much work as going through an actual bone. So, and then we will be going through some bone, but they're going to be like small bones. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's easier for me to tell the joint from the back. I'm wondering if I should go from the back. You know, I've done this on chicken. You know, I've never done this on a turkey before, but I do know it's possible. So you guys are watching me fabricate. That's what we call it in the biz. Fabricate this turkey for the first time. All right, so I think I'm gonna try to flip this boy over. He is heavy. I mean, it's like, it's a 14-pound bird. I mean, I can pick up 14 pounds with no problem. I guess it's because I'm just using basically my hands. All right. So this is the backbone here. This is the arm. Look at that. Isn't it huge? It's a huge arm. All right. So actually, I think I'm going to attack this part first. Get some of this weight off the turkey. So I'm actually cutting through the joint. And you can feel for it and look for it. With your fingers, just make sure to get your fingers out of the way. That's a bone right there. You can tell by the sound of it. Alright. Also, I was doing this. This wears your hand out faster because of the way your muscles have to go. So it's best to hold your knife like this. Okay, look for that joint. You can actually even pop that joint. Boy, he is strong. Strong bird. Okay. The joints are a little harder to cut through than I thought, but that's okay. We're going to do this. Okay, so I can see where that joint is. Make sure your fingers are all out of the way. You know, you have to use very much use caution with this. Okay, so I'm almost through this joint. So just work through it slowly. Don't rush yourself, because if you're rushing, that's when you might make a mistake and hurt yourself. So take your time with this. Alright, there we go. So it's just some skin holding this on now. There we go. Whew, we got the first piece done. Alright, look at that. See that? Alright. I'm going to go ahead and... I usually fold chicken wings like this. I guess that turkey wing don't want to fold. Alright. So we got that done. Now, I'm going to do something real quick. Alright, so we got that leg done. Somebody's alarm just went off. Got my brother staying here right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn this little bird this way so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to start cutting through. So I need to be able to see that joint. Alright. And okay, so I'm going to look. Okay. So I found the joint here. So again, make sure your fingers are out of the way, because you don't want to cut through. See, like since I did the first one, the second one was easier. Alright, I don't want to cut my countertop up, and there's no board here. So there we go, the second piece of the bird. Alright, and none of this bird is going to go to waste. We're going to make stuff out of it. Alright. And so when you do this, you do have to keep in mind you're going to have to disinfect everything. So now I'm going to have to tackle these legs. So I'm going to feel for it, like where that joint is. So the joint is like right here. So this is the leg, the thigh. Alright. I'm going to flip him on over again. I think I'm going to attack him from this direction. Alright, so I'm going to cut through right here where the thigh touches the body. Alright, so there's the joint. So as soon as I cut that, the joint revealed itself. Oh, the joint is loose. Did you hear that pop? Alright. So it's okay if it's not perfect though, because you're not doing this for anybody but, you know, your family's use. You know, and even if it's just you, you know, you could put the different parts. Like, you got to cook it because the turkey came thawed. So what's going to happen is you're going to have to cook this turkey before you can freeze it again. So that's my plan for today, is I'm going to take the different parts and roast it. And then in the oven. And then, did you see that? He's huge. Let me show this to you. So I'm going to roast the different parts in the oven. And, do what I'm going to do. Like some of, I'm going to keep myself, but this is a huge bird, and my mom does not eat poultry for whatever reason. She grew up on a farm. It's just something about her growing up on the farm and the poultry she don't like. So she's like, oh, them birds eat anything. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and cut that up. Always remember to cut away from me. Even though I was cutting up, I was cutting away from me still. So, this is still a heavy bird. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. For now, put this knife over here. I'm going to find that joint. Got a lot of skin. Let's see. There we go. Look at all this connecting tissue. I'm like wondering if this video is going to be put on 18 plus, because this is a bit, you know, graphic. But it's a very informational video as well. You know, because I know there are some people who, you know, in order to take advantage of all the food you have on hand, you got to know what you're doing. And so some people, you know, for whatever reason, they're on hard times and they have to go to a food bank. Well, the food bank's going to give you this big old turkey similar to this. But some people, they just don't have the skills. Like, they don't have the pan like I do. And they're like, well, I don't have a pan. How am I going to cook this? So they don't know how to break it down like this. So the turkey either goes to waste or they end up giving it away to somebody. But that doesn't help their cause, you know. So if you know how to cut the bird apart like this, you know, you're able to keep the turkey for yourself and use it. You know, something like this, like each of these legs can feed a family. You know, it's like it can feed a family one meal, maybe two. You know. Alright, so I'm going to pop that joint. The joint, you see it popped right here? Alright. So, I got to cut that skin too. Keep putting my finger here. I don't know why we do that as humans. It just seems like it is more steady. But really, holding it like this is just as steady. Holding it with your fingers wrapped. It's just as steady. Go ahead and cut through that skin. Again, if you do this, make sure you're cutting away from your face. You don't want to accidentally go hit yourself in the head with a knife. Alright, so here we go. Here's another leg. Whew! We're almost done, y'all. That was the hard part. So this is the turkey butt. I don't want that part. So I'm going to cut the turkey part, the turkey butt off and throw it away. Okay, we got all this extra skin. You know, some people like this fat. So it's kind of a good thing for some people. But I'm going to cut this extra fat away and basically just toss it. There we go. Look at all this fat. Alright, so I guess you could make, like, I'm trying to think of what it's called. People use, like, chicken fat. And, like, kind of like using lard. There's a word for it, but I can't think of it. But, anyway, let me go ahead and, look, there's a bone. I'm going to throw this bone away if I can get it off my hands. There we go. So you can see I removed my gloves, and that was because I think that was what was making it also a little harder to hold the turkey in place, because I'm finding I'm actually handling it better. Alright, so I'm going to cut through this skin right here. It's like a thin membrane. So we'll cut that through there. And then we got the turkey breast here. Alright, we got the back here. And you don't want to throw the back away. This right here makes great soup. So you want to keep that. Alright. I'm like trying to figure out the best plan of attack for this. We got the skin right here that's still attached, so I'm going to go ahead and cut through it this way. There we go. Again, I'm still using just a steak knife, y'all. Alright, so I'm just about done. So again, when you're done with this turkey, you do want to disinfect everything well. You know, make sure nobody gets salmonella. So I'm going to cut through the spine here, not the spine itself, but the ribs, where the ribs and the spine meet. I'm trying to figure out where that is. So it feels like it's about right here. Okay, that was Sir Chirp's lot. He don't like that tambourine. So, yeah, so you don't want your cats to get a hold of your raw meat because that can get them sick as well. I'm trying to, man, this is weird. I'm trying to figure out this backbone situation. Maybe if I hold it this way. There we go. I think that gives me more of a clue as to where I need to cut. Right here. Ooh. Just trying to drip down my arm. Some of this you might just have to break. Look at that. Oh, that's so gross. I'm apologizing now because that is really creepy. Okay, so this is half it. Again, don't throw this part away. Like, you can take the skin off because the skin just contains a lot of extra fat that you don't need. This is more of the turkey butt. And again, the turkey butt is mainly fat. That's basically where the tail feathers were attached. So I don't think you can see what I'm doing, but I'm just cutting through right there. Alright, so if I used another knife, I may not be struggling as much, but again, I want to show you it is possible. Alright, so we're going to take this turkey butt. Okay, Norbit's not here to eat it for us, so we just going to toss it. So you can go ahead and take the skin off, and that removes a lot of the fat. Oh, Chirps, get out of here! Get! I might have to lock him in my room. Just don't feel like having to wash my hands and stop and restart. Usually, I don't know. Like, I guess it's my fault because, you know, I was trying to teach him to cook. But then he lost interest in it for a little while. So this is a lot of fat. So you see that? So I'm just cutting that extra fat off. So that'll help you so you don't have to skim so much when you make your soup. Getting all that fat off. So, alright. So, also your trash, you're going to want to take that out before nightfall. So, because yuck, it's going to smell up your place if you keep it. So let me go ahead and take some of this fat off. So I'm just cutting through, letting the knife do its work. I'm not even really pressing really hard on here. You know, your knife will do the work for you. Look at all this fat. Alright. He was a nice big turkey. So, okay. So this is actually a vein, this dark spot. It ain't gonna hurt nothing, but I will cut the bit of fat off here. Alright. Alright, so I want to finish removing the rest of this back from the breast. So, some of these parts I'm going to give to different family members. Yeah, I'm actually breaking or cutting through the ribs right here, right at the breast here. So if you do roast your turkey whole, you can still use like the bones for a soup, and it actually gives it a more roasted flavor when you make your soup. All right, I'm going to be careful not to cut towards my hand. Well, I'm having a hard time reaching it that way, so I'm going to keep my hand over here, cut through these rib bones. So rib bones are small, so they're a little easier to cut through and pop. You see that? All right. So it's kind of hard. Like, okay, I'm at this right here. I think this would be maybe the wishbone here. All right. To see what's going on here. Ooh, you can hear some of the bones cracking and popping. I'm going to go ahead and kind of force this. There we go. I'm even going to have to wipe the sides of the cabinet. You do want to clean, like either like bleach and water, something that disinfects. I don't want him getting anything, getting salmonella, because then that's going to be like a $200 vet bill. Or we could lose your pet, you know. All right, so I feel so gross. All this turkey juice all over my hands, but this turkey is gonna be good. All right, I'm trying to find out what's going on here. Like it's attached still, and I can't figure out where to detach. It's hard to explain. Like I can't even see it myself. I can just feel it. Like there's this hard bone right here, but the bone keeps going. Or that could be the cartilage on the breastplate. I don't know. I want to work my knife. Like I can stick my knife here. Okay, there we go. I think that was... Oh no, here we go. Okay, it detached. It detached. Woo! I feel like singing, "We are the champions, my friends." I finally got it done. All right, and so, I don't know, like right here, I've been putting the extra pieces in a cake pan. So, the turkey breast here, it's going to go directly into the oven in just a minute. Whew. So I'm going to get myself together here for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. I guess I can do that on the camera. But there are some activities happening, so hold on. Well, I'm back. So what I'm going to do, I do want to wash this, and then I'm going to put it in a roasting pan and season it up. And I'll take you to that portion and get this cleaned up. And then I'm going to pack up the meat. And I'm going to do that quite quickly because you don't want your meat out for too long. And this has already been out for a little longer than I wanted it, but that's okay. like cleaning the appliances and everything that's around. Alright. This is so gross, but I'm going to have to redo it because I will be packing this stuff up and getting this out today to various family members. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pack the back in 2 different bags. Now the back portion you can put directly into the freezer without cooking first, because the problem with refreezing meat is because you get ice particles that form between the meat and it messes up the texture. But since you're boiling it and you're going to be breaking it down anyway, freezing it is not going to hurt it. So it does make for lovely soup in the winter time. For those of you who live in an area that's cold, you know, that's seasonal and has cold parts. The wings I'm going to be roasting with with my turkey breast. I'm going to be wiping these bags off too. So we don't want people handling them and getting bacteria, salmonella on their hands and such. Alright. So last one. Here we go. So this was about an hour's worth of work. But I mean, look how many meals I'm going to get out of it. There's at least 1, 2 meals here, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, I don't know how many meals I'm going to get out of that turkey breast. I'm probably going to get about 4. So it's going to make 10 meals, you know. And so, yeah, so let me get this cleaned up and I'll be right back. So like I said, I'm going to wipe these bags off real quick. We don't want people getting sick. So my brother and his, I have 2 brothers, they're going to be taking this meat. I'm going to ask if they want the soup or not, the soup bones, as I call them now. Make sure you don't drip any of this on the food. I just realized I was reaching over the wings. I don't think anything dripped. These weren't dripping wet. This over here. I'm going to wipe this baby off. Wipe this off again. Okay, we don't want anyone catching salmonella by touching anything. Alright, we're going to put these in the refrigerator this time. I'm going to leave these out just for a second because I'm going to leave them to clean this right here. Alright, so I got my turkey breast here. Now you can see it fits my pan, y'all. And here is my turkey wings. I was going to put them in here, but they don't quite fit. Not a problem. So I'm going to season this with my Lawry's. So I'm going to basically cover this since it's going to take longer. The wings aren't going to take as long, so you can cook those uncovered. So I'm just going to add a healthy covering of the Lawry's there. And I'm going to actually wipe this container down just to make sure we don't have any cross-contamination. So this is going in the oven at 350. I got to get the lid for that. This is uncovered. You could put foil at the bottom if you want, but I'll just scrub it. No big deal. Alright So now it's in my oven. Now you can't really see that, but it's in there. Alright, y'all, so I've allowed my turkey breast to rest. Alright, so isn't this beautiful? Look at it. You know, it's got a nice skin on it. And I know it's going to be juicy. You got to let it rest for a little while. And then you can slice it up. This I'm going to slice some of it up, put it in the freezer. And then some of it I can make sandwiches with. You know, I'm not going to serve this at the table. Like I said, not everybody, I'm the only one here that will eat poultry. So, you know, I got to cut this up. It's a lot. So, all right. So I wanted to see where my turkey is from using the Jenny O turkey tracker. So let's find out together. It says I have to use the code on the back, and the only code I find is 108218. So let's see if that is the correct thing to do. Okay, we'll see if I got the right code. 1082, oop, I hit 5 instead of 2, -18. Track your turkey. We are unable to locate enter code. Well, I don't know what other code there is. Unless maybe it's this one. Like there's several ones. I should have taken a picture of it. Maybe it's 9A340. Ah, here we go. Okay, so Railside Turkey Farm, West Central, Minnesota. Oh, quite interesting. Okay, so along with raising quality, nutritious turkey, many of our farmers are raising something just as important, the next generation. Okay, okay. So for many of these hardworking folks, turkey farming has been a part of life for generations, and many plan to continue the tradition for years to come. So whether your turkey was raised by a fourth generation farmer or a first, you can rest easy knowing that your turkey was raised with care and commitment. Most of our turkeys come from farms located in Minnesota and Wisconsin. Okay, so that's where my turkey is from. Well, thank you for joining me for Chef Carter's Cooking Corner. Remember to like, subscribe, share, stick around and watch more videos. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody, and happy Thanksgiving.